What was the stunt that the night before kept you up the most? What was the one stunt that you were like, oh my gosh, this one's gonna be gnarly?
I think anything you're not prepared for. You know, at the end of the day, if you're prepared, you kind of go through that checklist. And you're like, am I willing to do it? What's the risk? What's the consequence? What's the payoff if this is good? You know, like, and a lot of times my risk to reward doesn't make sense for anyone else. Like, for instance, we're doing this video called Action Figures, and Nitro Circus goes, okay, you got a $400,000 budget. That's about what we think, you know, we can do on this like DVD, basically, music video. I said, all right, and I ended up spending $1.2 million out of my own pocket for the rest of it, because we were trying to build ramps. So we built the triple backflip ramp, and Josh Sheehan ended up doing triple backflip, and Jed Milden ended up doing a quad backflip on a BMX bike, and we're flying people from Australia and everywhere, and really wanted that to kind of happen. So I think it worked out. And then at the end of it, I had always been practicing a double backflip with the full twist. And I'd done it on bicycles since 2001 in the foam pit, landed on a bicycle in 2014. And I said, now's like, I'm not getting any younger. It's a perfect setup. I'm like, let's go for it. And I landed the first time, and I didn't have a concussion. And I landed, and well, everyone was just magically around me really fast, and someone had pooped in my pants. I don't know who did it. I haven't found them yet. I just closed my eyes for a brief second, and my wife's like, all right, go back up to the house. You're done. And I was like, no, I can land it. She's like, well, at least like change poop pants. And I thought, now if I go back up to the house, I'll never do this trick. So 2 more crashes later and a dislocated shoulder, and I got this trick around.
Oh, that's my.
Do you want to kill that generator?
No,
air
it's
compressor.
Air compressor. It'll shut off in just a second. You can't turn it off. It's wired on a pressure switch.
Go pull that plug.
It's a race shop, brother. We got a little leak somewhere.
So
Are you
go
saying?
hang on. Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say you don't go back up to the house.
No, so I didn't go back up to the house, and ended up landing a double backflip 360. I mean, it was to a resi, like a plastic over top of like an air kind of.
Is that the one with the green carpet?
Yeah. Well, no, this one I just had. Yeah, the green carpet one.
Okay. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, dude, I'm a fan, bro.
And you had poop in your pants?
A lot, like not just a little. Like it was more than a shirt.
Brother.
Yeah. But my wife, she's just shaking her head. She's like, look, we tripled the budget for you to hurt yourself, and there's nothing on the line. I'm like, I just really want to do that trick. So my risk to reward doesn't always make sense.
It's crazy the budget pulled off some of the greatest opportunities for like Jed. Was that the first quad backflip on a BMX?
Yeah, first quad. Now he's the only one to do it. Him and Sheeny are the only two to do the triple and the quad. Like they did it to wood landings. These guys, like I wouldn't even. The jump that I did, the double backflip 360 on a dirt bike, is the same jump. I literally, I mean, it was a little further for the dirt bike, but Jed went that big with no suspension. It was huge.
Yeah, such an epic moment.
To wood.
It's like, I don't know, as a fan, as the viewer, it's like so dope you spent that budget, because we wouldn't have that video. We wouldn't have that inspiration.
They would have done it eventually, but it was just like the ramps. I mean, because we just kept running out of like, we're like, okay, it can't work. And then you watch the videos, and you watch from the side, and you see, okay, so for the bicycles, they could only take a certain amount of compression at the bottom, but then they lose speed. So it had to be a decreasing radius. Whereas the motorcycles, you gain speed as you're going up. So it had to actually compress the suspension halfway, and then we made it flat, like the same angle on the top, so that the front could actually rebound off, and the rear would actually keep driving through. So, and this is stuff that we just kind of learned trial and error.